All right, hello everyone. You're listening to Lipstick and Leather, and with me right now, in person in Winnipeg, is Victor from Kick Axe. How's the day going, Victor?
It's going awesome. No worries there.
Right on. We're really excited for the concert tonight. It's going to be awesome.
Me too.
Now, writing for a new studio album started in 2004. Well, 2017 see the release of a new Kick Axe CD.
We're trying. We got a bunch of stuff that we never seem to finish. I'm serious. It's life gets in the way, it seems. Not that that's an excuse, but we are looking to finish some things. Whether it's a full, complete album, I would suggest it might be a compilation of some live tracks of the back catalog with several 4 or 5 studio tracks with Daniel Nargang as our lead vocalist now.
Right on. Now, on a possible new album, new song, can we expect possibly more dual drumming, such as the song Do You Know on the last album?
I don't know if my brother's going to be involved at all. He's moved on with things going on in his life with his family, and he's moved away, so that makes it even more difficult. So, yeah, I don't think we'll see that.
Darn.
Yeah, darn, I know.
Live situation, too. That would just be killer.
We tried to make that happen. Sadly, it's just... There's not enough going on in the music scene, as you may know. It's just not as vibrant and lively as we'd like it to be, so we could be playing.
For sure. Now, with Turn to Stone and City Lights having similar lyrics, would you say both being a story with Turn to Stone being the intro and City Lights being the conclusion? Kind of conceptual, kind of part 1, part 2-ish connection?
They are tied together, absolutely. That's a fair observation, in fact. You nailed it.
What about a Kick Axe concept album down the road?
Yeah, there's been people have asked for like Vices is our very first album was a concept album. We were much younger, 22, 23 guys in LA straight out of the prairie. So yeah, what a concept. So, but yeah, there could be another one, but it would be the flip of Vices, like Vice Versa or that sort of thing.
Or Vice Part 2.
Yeah, it could be a
lot of bands do that, and I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, it could work.
Now, any plans on re-recordings with the current lineup? This has been a long time.
Yes. Again, as I mentioned, we're talking about capturing some live material with Daniel Nargang's vocals on things, and seeing as how we were just talking about this on the flight in from Vancouver to Winnipeg, we're enjoying our Molson Canadians on the WestJet flight, talking about, hey, wait a second, Danny's been in the band longer than George Christian ever was, so we should get this done, like let's record, at least do a live album, and then we have stuff, like, I'd say not half finished, but more than half finished in studio preparation, like, that we've been working on, and then for whatever reason, somebody has to go to London, or somebody's called away to whatever. I got to go to Germany. Things happen, and yeah, we don't seem to complete them, but we're going to bear down on that. Everybody take 2-3 weeks out of their busy lives, and we'll just try to get our schedules where they coincide to get this done.
For sure. Now, on a similar topic, Kick Axe have tons of unreleased video footage. Any chance of releasing some of the archived footage, or like a live DVD, like you were saying, would just be phenomenal.
We're cataloging all that kind of stuff. Actually, Brian Vollmer has dug some stuff up out of his archives. We used to play a lot together, so he's got some interesting stuff. The audio, sadly, is lacking, but he's got some great visuals, so we could work a collage into something here, yeah, like a video collage.
On the 4 tour, I believe you guys recorded almost every show, too, at that point also, right?
Yeah, we got all that stuff, so several concerts worth there.
Now, Quiet Riot and Autograph have reputations for being difficult to tour with. How was Kick Axe's experience with both bands touring?
Well, we toured with both of them, absolutely. Oddly, we didn't have any of the troubles that others had reported, previous to us going on the road with them. Autograph were like brothers. I got to, in all fairness, we just got along like brothers. I mean, yeah, there's a little testiness, but brothers get testy. So, But other than that, we had a fabulous tour across America with them, coast to coast. We started in Pennsylvania and ended up right in Los Angeles. We played with Autograph on one night, and then we did the reopening of the Whiskey A Go-Go on the Sunset Strip, and the who's who of the LA scene at the time came down.
Right on. Now, did your 70s band Hobbit record any material? Original material?
No. We didn't record anything in a proper studio environment, sadly. I mean, we have live recordings of some very strange music, but wish we would have captured that because we were teenagers then.
Right. Now, how did you get involved in singing background vocals on Ian Hunter's track on the Up the Creek soundtrack?
We were recording Vices at the Pasha Music Studios in Hollywood. And Spencer was doing the soundtrack for this movie, Up the Creek. And all the acts were coming in. The Beach Boys, Heart, Cheap Trick. While we were recording Vices, he had to take a break in this thing. And we were in the right place at the right time. That's how we had 30 Days in the Hole. We were working on it in pre-production for our own album, and it ended up over here on this soundtrack. But we were there every day, and Hart was in the studio, and Cheap Trick guys, and Ian Hunter Ian Hunter.
Yeah, no good.
Hey, the man. And he likes backup vocals, but he was by himself, and we just kicking around watching MTV in the lounge, and one of the second engineer pokes his head through the door. Hey, Ian wants you in the studio. He needs some background vocals. No, nobody better to call than us. Gladly. Yeah, so that's how that happened.
Right on. Now, in 1986, while playing a community auditorium in Thunder Bay, fans tore up their seats, to which the auditorium said they would never have a heavy metal band play again, which isn't true. They have, of course, since. What are some of your memories of playing the auditorium in 1985 and 1986 in Thunder Bay?
I remember that, and we had no idea people were tearing up the place, and that it was reflecting badly upon ourselves that they were doing so. We had no idea.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it was. I heard about it years after.
Now, August 7, 2009, Kick Axe were a last-minute add to the Geraldton Jamboree to replace the Headpins. Mm-hmm. Was it stressful being a last-minute audition to play the Geraldton Jamboree?
No, one word, Nazareth and a full moon, so that's more than one word. But Headpins are old friends of ours from the coast, from Vancouver. And there was a health emergency. They couldn't make the trip. And we were sitting strategically enough in, where were we? In Manitoba here, outside Brandon. We were playing with like Nick Gilder and Edgar Winter.
Oh, wow.
And that's, we came off stage and we were just going to watch Edgar Winter, and we get a call from our agent, who happens to be Bernie, the head drummer of the Headpins. Bernie Albin is our agent as well. And he says, hey, can you fill in for us in Geraldton, Ontario? We have an emergency. We can't make it. And they were traveling all the way from Vancouver to get out to Thunder Bay to shuttle up to Geraldton. But we're already out here. Yeah, we just went to the airport, flew out. Yeah, it's all a blur, the exact details, but I remember we got the call, and within 2 minutes we had a consensus. Yeah, let's help them out. Oh, we're opening for Nazareth. Great. Love Nazareth.
No doubt. I was born in Geraldton, and unfortunately we didn't know about the show.
Wow.
Otherwise, we would have been there in a heartbeat. But the internet wasn't as prevalent as it is these days.
Yeah, this is 5 years ago. No, more than 5 years.
Oh, 2009. So yeah, quite some time ago.
7. Yeah, the internet. What was that? Yeah,
95 and up, kind of, but it wasn't as much.
Not
now
like
as
today.
You hear something, it's text, or it's on a message board, or etc.
Exactly. It's just flying through the universe now.
Now, if I ever visited Vancouver and I wanted to go CD shopping, could I request you to pick me up in your limousine from Paramount Limousine?
Well, yeah, we don't really do limousines other than as picture cars for TV and film now. We sort of morphed into the film television industry out there. We transport the actors and stuff still, but yeah, we pick people up at the airport. Yeah,
awesome.
we'd come and get you.
I look forward to that. All right, now the songs Hunger, Piece of the Rock, Running Wild in the Streets, Nothing's Gonna Stand in the Way, and Metal Victory were written for the Black Sabbath sessions. Was it talked about that any of the Kick Axe guys, especially Jerry, were possibly going to join Black Sabbath, or was it just session work to write for a new Black Sabbath album?
How that rolled about was, again, we were in the right place at the right time, and just in the right time of history. Quiet Riot had just gone #1, and we're in the same studio that they did all their magic, and with the same producer, and knocking on the door, like while we were there recording, Tony and Geezer were coming around and hanging at the studio, and wanted Spencer to record their newest incarnation of Black Sabbath, which had Ian Gillan as the vocalist, and I'm trying to remember the drummer's name.
Was it
Bev Bevan.
Okay.
Yeah, Electric Light Orchestra guy. But it never did come to fruition. It never was completed. But Spencer, before going to Aspen, Colorado, to go break his leg on the ski slope, which he did break his leg, he left to go on a skiing trip. He gave us the keys to the studio and says, write some songs that I can run past Black Sabbath, because what they're playing me, I'm not hearing anything yet that I'm really excited about. I don't know if I should be telling the world this, but anyway, so we did we wrote those songs out of thin air, really over the course of a weekend. Had the complete run of Pasha Studios on Melrose and Gower, right? So yeah, it was just one of those dream come true things where he asked us to do something and we exceeded his expectations, but they never actually got past the pre-production stage, and Ian Gillan went back to Deep Purple for Perfect Strangers, and we know how that went. He's still in Deep Purple, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, were those the 5 songs recorded, or was there anything else extra, actually?
Those, let's see, there were, you might have forgotten Wild in the Streets.
Running Wild in the Streets, the Wasp song.
Blackie ended up taking that, but he insisted on striking our names as writers and just putting his own name.
So did Spencer get the cash for that, or do you guys receive royalties when Last Command sells?
No, Spencer got all the cash for that.
That's not good.
We didn't even get a pizza out of that deal.
Jeez.
Not a burger, not a fry, not a pizza, nothing.
Now, on that topic, do you guys have the original versions of these tracks, and would they ever be released on maybe a Kick Axe box set or something like that?
Yeah, we'd have to get a lawyer to check on that. But, with Nothing's Gonna Stand in Our Way, the writing credits got jacked around on that with a guy that after our manager kicked us to the curb and we were nothing. When there's blood in the water, the sharks come circling. Everybody takes a bite out of you, and you're basically left for dead. So that's how it appeared to the other people in our lives, business people, and they quickly snatched up things and put their name on it, and there's no going back now. There's no going, hey, wait a second. That's not how it was registered. They re-registered everything to their names. Sadly, that's just how it is.
I know I've heard the version of Running Wild in the Streets by Kick Axe is supposedly superior to the Wasp version, which is incredible as it is.
Yeah, and Blackie Lawless will even tell you the same, as he told it to us after we ran into him actually at that Whiskey A Go-Go gig. Like the who's who of LA were there. But yeah, he came on our bus and said, yeah, man, should have just let you guys keep that song. You guys kill it. Because we were still playing it live. We still, when we were up and running, we would play all of those songs in our sets. Hunger, Nothing's Gonna Stand in Our Way, Piece of the Rock. Those were part of our set. Wild in the Streets. There is a radio station in Los Angeles did a live broadcast, and a fan sent a copy that he had. He sent it to our kickaxe.net site, and Larry has it on somewhere. We hope to do something with it, but we have to get clearance from Blackie Lawless's publisher. That's who's in the way. Yeah. Funny how these things work.
Be cool to hear Metal Victory sometime.
Metal Victory. What did we sort of took that as our own, but because we weren't sure about the publishing things. It hasn't been released as it's. Yeah, there is some use for that. I won't get into it at this time, but it will surface.
I'm excited.
Yeah, well, at the time we weren't too victorious, so it didn't make any sense to carry on with it. We were defeated.